प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानमूर्तये। स्वामी निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमस्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनाम वित्रयवतु। गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। Om Shri Sai Ram. My loving and humble namaskarams to every one of you. My loving pranams at the lotus feet of my dearest Swami. With his infinite grace and anugraham, we will continue to study, partake the meaning of Sri Suktham, the meaning as limited by my understanding. Now let me recite, and you can also recite with mute on at your end, the portions of Sri Suktham we have covered so far. We have covered 8 verses out of the 15 verses. Okay, so the first 8 we have already covered the meaning briefly, and let me recite that. Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Ma'avaham Tam Ma'avaha Jatavedo Lakshmi Manapagaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Vindeyam Gamasvam Purushanaham Asvapurvam Rathamadhyam Hastinada Prabodhinim Sriyam Devi Mupahpaye श्रीर्मार्देवीर्जुषताम् कां सोऽस्मितां हिरण्यप्राकारमार्द्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां तर्पयन्तीम् पद्मे स्थितां पद्मवर्णां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् चन्द्रां प्रभासां यशसा ज्वलन्तीं श्रियं लोके देवजुष्टामुदाराम् तां पद्मिनीमीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये लक्ष्मीर्मे नश्यतां त्वां वृणे आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधिजातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोत बिल्वः तस्य फलानि तपसा नुदन्तु मायान्तरायाश्च बाह्या अलक्ष्मीः उपैतु मां देवसख कीर्तिश्च मणिना सह प्रादुर्भूतोऽस्मि राष्ट्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिमृद्धिं ददातु मे पिपासामलां ज्येष्ठामलक्ष्मीर्नाशयाम्यहम् अभूतिमसमृद्धिं च सर्वान् निर्नुद मे गृहात्. Up to that point we have come. Next verse, next mantram. Gandhadvaran duradharshan nityapushtam karishinim Ishvarigum sarvabhutanam tamihopahvaye sriyam. Now, in some books it may be tvam ihopahvaye, okay? Tam ihopahvaye sriyam, okay? You may have in your patam tvam ihopahvaye sriyam. Both meanings we will cover. Gandhadvaran duradharshan nityapushtam karishinim Ishvarigum sarvabhutanam tamihopahvaye sriyam. Okay, we'll take that up. Mantram number 9. Gandhadvaram duradharsham nityapushtam karishinim sarvabhutanam ishvarim tam sriyam iha upahvaye or tvam iha tvam sriyam iha upahvaye. Either one is fine. Tvam or tam, both versions are there. And so Gandhadvaram duradharsham nityapushtam karishini. Let us take that up. Bhagavan Sri Mahalakshmi, whom we are worshipping through these mantrangal, actually Paramaswarupam. Now, how do we know that Bhagavan is present? How does this Sri Devi indicate to us or call us? Through the Gandham, Sugandham. When Bhagavan actually gives the divine appearance happens, when Avatara Purushan, there is a divine fragrance. That fragrance is out of this world. Seriously, it is out of this world and something that we can never smell something like this in this world. There, you know, immediately it is divinity. Okay, and it's so beautiful, so sweet, so soothing, and so attractive. And that Gandham, through that fragrance, Dwaram, entrance. What is the entrance? The doorway. to what? To Bhagavan, to divinity, to Sri Devi herself. So, once the Gandhadwaram, one who invites us, calls us, and takes us through the doorway of this divine fragrance to her. Even in this world, with Bhagavan's grace, and I'm sure it will happen when he decides and will, it happens. Otherwise, it cannot. And all of a sudden, when the Hridayam is fully focused only on Bhagavan, even a momentary, it doesn't matter. Okay, even a passing moment. Immediately, if Bhagavan is pleased, which means only with truth and satyam and sincerity is what we can draw Bhagavan to us. And this Sri Devi can decide, divinity can will to let me know that she acknowledging through the divine fragrance. Then I know the divine presence is there. That fragrance is the doorway, for the entrance to touch divinity, and that's it's a unmistakable a visiting card, if I can say it that way, that I know Bhagavan is present here. When the divine fragrance happens, you know very well that Bhagavan is present. That's Sri Devi, who is Gandhadwaram. Dwaram, grammatically, and the Gandhathin Moolam Adayakkudiyavalum. There's a cha and there's lots of descriptions coming. So Gandhadwara means that Gandhathin Moolam Adayakkudiyaval. See, when the divine fragrance, this is something that's beyond the nose, okay? The nose cannot smell it. Seriously, it is not, it is beyond that. But that smell is still there. And that is something very internal, because Bhagavan blesses me with that smell. So, on the Dwarathin Moolam, that entrance, Adayakkudiyaval, okay, Gandhadwaram. Also, this is on a personal basis with prayers to Bhagavan. It will happen if it has not already happened to you. But even on a regular Laukika matters, on a earthly matters, on our worldly life, when mind is not stable, it's jumping all over the place. But we want to do worship. We want to buy flowers and offer it to Bhagavan, in a puja room or in a temple or wherever it may be. It doesn't matter. Or buy jasmine flower, for example, and then you put it for Bhagavan in your puja room and finish your puja, and then you go out. And then you come back into the puja room later, and you see this fragrance is there. And what does the fragrance remind you of? Not of jasmine. Even though it's a jasmine flower, that fragrance immediately puts you in touch with Bhagavan, isn't it? So that is the beauty of Gandham, okay, divine. That fragrance is so beautiful. Even Laukika matters. The ordinary smells that my nose can relate to, even that can take me to Bhagavan's presence. What does it? But take me to Bhagavan's presence means what? My mind is directed towards Bhagavan. The fragrance directs my mind. At that instant, next moment I may be getting mired back into the worldly life. Doesn't matter. But that moment, that kshanam, the mind is turned, directed, drawn towards through that fragrance, both on Laukika matters of various smells that we know that there are, for example, there is a flower called gardenia, which you may be aware of, and that it's amazing, that fragrances. Immediately it reminds you only of Bhagavan. The same way a beautiful sunset reminds you of Bhagavan. These are all dwarangal, entrances, okay? So, doorways, put it that another way. So, Gandhadwaram and the Gandhathin Moolam Adayakkudiyaval. Okay, that is the meaning in Tamil. Duradharusham. Duradharusham means indefatigable, cannot be beaten, it is unassailable. தமிழ்ல வந்து அதற்கு what is the Tamil word for that? ஒரு தோற்கடிக்க முடியாதவள், if you can keep it that way. Okay? Because she's all powerful. And Duradarsham also means, the Dura means dur. We all know colloquially means distance. And we go with Bhagavan's phrase, if Swami wants us to take up Durga Suktham, you will see the meaning of Durga. Okay? And when you say that aksharam du comes, and you got dur in Hindi, we say, or duram in Tamil, right? These are all distance. Also, it means difficulty, okay? With great difficulty. Those are all implied in that phrase. So what does that mean, Duradarsham? It means people with impure mind. Okay, it is not possible to get her, to obtain divinity with an impure mind. Okay, so that's another meaning of Duradarsham. Then the question comes, but my mind is always impure. That means it's a hopeless case. There is no hope for me. No, there is. But if I start training my mind to think of Sri Devi, and at the Kshanam I think of her, when the mind is not thinking of anything else, it may be a passing moment, a passing blink of an eye. It really doesn't matter. Point is, it's a Kshanam, it's even less than a Kshanam. And that moment, the mind is not thinking of anything else other than only Sri Devi, then at that moment the mind is pure. So when the mind is pure, automatically I can relate to and touch Sri Devi at that time. It can happen in the temple, for example. After Thirumanjanam or Abhishekam, and the priest opens the curtain, and with all the beautiful alangaram of Bhagavan, with Deeparadhana immediately starts, and you wonder, at that moment, your mind is not thinking of anything else. You're enjoying the beauty. So it is. Duradarsham means with impure mind, not possible to attain, but the impurity can be with practice that can be purified. Okay? But that's the meaning. Duradarsham. In fact, Swami says, the very first thing you got to do in spirituality, in spiritual sadhana, if you want to enter and take that path, is Suktham, is purity. Keep your physical surroundings clean to start with. Keep your physical surroundings clean. Keep your clothes clean. Keep your body clean. Then mind purification will take place slowly, slowly. So Suktham is very important. So two meanings. Duradarsham, people with impure mind, very difficult, it's not to attain. Okay, so practice is required. So that means I must purify my mind. The other thing is indefatigable, unassailable, because Sri Devi is all powerful. We can see in our own life, just taking Sri Devi as monetary wealth only, or power, or position, whatever it may be, right? Various resources that we have. Once I possess some of these resources to a great extent, whether it is money in the bank, or a big house, or a expensive car, or a high position in the society, or whatever it may be, these are all blessings of Sri Devi, various resources that I have. Then what happens to my mind? I become slave to it, isn't it? That Sri Devi is also very powerful. You must remember that. And so these are all some of the other meanings in Duradarsham. Okay. Then next phrase is Nitya Pushtam. Pushtam means prosperity, Nityam eternally. And prosperity, very important. Immediately prosperous. Yes, Valam, whole life we need all the things that we need to live comfortably. So when they are present all the time, that in our life, yes, there is pushti. Okay, but Mahalakshmi, Sri Devi, whom this mantra is worshipping, see, what is the Nitya Pushtam? What is the eternal prosperity? Because money comes and goes, right? Everything comes and goes, position, power, whatever it may be. There's nothing that's going to stay. But this is Nitya Pushtam, always present. So what is that prosperity? That Nitya Pushtam, always eternal. Okay. Ningada Selvam is what Andal says in Tirupavai for that. Okay. What is it? Only contentment, trupti. Once I get contentment, that Selvam is Nityam, eternal. Okay. So, Allah, from contentment comes Shanti, etc., Saubhakyam. All those things are automatic corollaries of that. They all follow. But contentment, trupti, I have enough. Bhagavan has given me enough. Whatever he gives, I'm very happy with it, very pleased with it. Prasada buddhi, that leads to contentment. Contentment in the full awareness of this is Bhagavan's anugraham. Contentment not in the sense that, oh my God, I can't get it, therefore let me be happy with what I get. Not that way. No. That is temporary. But contentment in the full awareness of prasadam. Everything is Bhagavan prasadam. So I'm very happy. Okay. That feeling is, if this birth, if I can develop that, that will stay with me through all my births. That is very important, Nitya Pushtam. And what is Mahalakshmi Nitya Pushtam? Because you all know the story. What happened? Or the repository of all wealth, all resources, Sri Devi, what does she do? She goes and surrenders to Sriman Narayana. That is Nitya Pushtam. That is Prasada Buddhi. Okay, surrendering to Bhagavan's will. Nitya Pushtam. Next one is Karishini. This is very important to understand. Okay. For this, we must go to Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam. Karishinim is one of the appellations, Namakal, for Sri Devi. Okay. And what does it really tell us? Now, sometimes we tend to separate Sri Devi and Bhu Devi. These are all artificial divisions that we have made. In Purusha Suktham, Hrishchate Lakshmischa Patnyau. That is what Purusha Suktham tells us. This Purusha, Parama Purusha, this Paramatma, this Ekam Tat, has got two Patnis only, what we call loosely as wives, if you want to call it that way, okay? And those are, one is Shri, the other is Lakshmi. But both are the same. The one is the Bhu Devi, the other is the Sri Devi, basically, okay? But so these mantrangal, now this mantram and I think, the next one also, you will see that what we consider to be Bhu Devi is being described. But remember, Sri Suktam is for this divinity, aspect of divinity, that is a repository of all the resources, all the sampattukal for our life, physical and mental. Okay. So next Karishinim, what happened very briefly, for those of you who may not be familiar with, and for those of you who are familiar with it, you can enjoy it again. 7 generations after Dhruva, and Dhruva was the grandson of Swayambhuva Manu. Swayambhuva Manu, just to give you quick context, Swayambhuva Manu and Satarupa are the first progenitors of you and me, of all the human beings. Okay, and Swayambhuva Manu is born from Bhagavan's Manasika Putran. Okay, now this Swayambhuva Manu Satarupa is grandson Dhruva. Okay, Dhruva you all would have heard, a great bhakta. 7 generations after that, in his lineage, there was a king called VEDA. And this VEDA was extremely cruel, barbaric, and what we today we call as environmental disasters, damaging the environment, etc., not taking care of the nature, not only not taking care of Mother Earth, but also spoiling her. It's the various things that we know scientifically today, right? VEDA was a master in that. And with its brutality and cruelty and selfishness and the tremendous damage that he was doing, the Bhudevi, basically the Bhulokam became absolutely what we call as desert, Palaivanam, without any agriculture, without any food production. So when that happens, all the beings, all you, me, everybody, and the animals, everything needs food to survive. Okay. So I'll try and finish at least this mantra. I see that 26 minutes already. Okay, I'll try and finish this mantra at least, because this Karishini is important to give you the story. So everybody was suffering, and at that time, the Rishigal came and they said, when they tried to advise him to change his ways, he did, and then they finally, through mantram, they basically ended his life. And then they realized there was no one to rule the kingdom. Therefore, they created from that body itself. Okay, and that is where, when they did the mantrangal and all that, when they churned that body, that the thighs of that body, then came Avatara Purusha, both Sriman Narayana and Mahalakshmi together. To my knowledge, the only avataram where both Bhagavan and Mahalakshmi, both of them appeared together, same time, same place. Now this Maharaja was called Prithu. And what Prithu did, how is this related to Karishini? Then Prithu became angry, because Bhagavan has given a job to you, to me, to the Bhudevi, to the tree, and everything has been performing according to the job given by Bhagavan. Now here, and when he became angry at the earth, Mother Earth, the Bhudevi, and said, I've given you a job and you disobeyed, and now all of these people, everybody is suffering. So he was about to take action. Then Bhudevi prayed to him. He said, Swami, you actually took me out of the ocean and you placed me on water so that everybody can live. How can you kill me right now? Instead, you do one thing, the Bhudevi said. See, I will offer whatever. I've got all these seeds and everything else that I've taken within me in order to protect them from VEDA. But you can have people milking the cow. Karishini means milking the cow. When you milk a cow, you milk the cow to get milk. Like that, she told Prithu, using the dharmic way, according to the dharmic way, everybody can milk me and get whatever they want. So I can get plants out of it, I can get minerals out of it, whatever I want. If I do it dharmically, think for a second, the Bhudevi is actually giving us everything we want. We are actually milking the Mother Earth. And her condition was, do it dharmically. And she asked Prithu to be an example, illustrate, which is what happened. Rishigal milked the thing to get, Veda Mantrangal, etc. So many, all of us do. I won't go into detail. That milking the cow is what Karishini means, the Bhudevi, the aspect of Sri Devi, whatever, to me, the both are not different, okay, in this mantram. So who is being milked to give whatever you need? She gives you whatever you need. That true Kalpaka Taru. It is Bhudevi, this Bhumi itself. But you have to do it dharmically. Okay? That Karishini, that is the meaning of that word. Okay? Iswarim, Sarva Bhutanam Iswarim, that That means for all the beings, a master. Now this is a feminine gender. That is why it says Iswari. So we should not separate Iswari from Iswara and all that. This is a divine power, divine potence. Power we are talking of here, that Parabrahman. So Sarva Bhutanam, illa beings, for all the beings, was Iswari, the master and the controller. Tam, okay. Now a Sriyam. Sriyam is very important to understand. Let me just take that and just maybe 1 or 2 minutes we'll go over. Bear with me. Okay. Now, this Sriyam means many things. And we have covered this several times before, I think, but very quickly. One who is being worshipped by everybody. You can take that meaning here. Sriyam. Ellaralum upasikkapaduginra. Sriyam. That Sriyam. I can say Twam to begin with, and then I'll tell you the meaning of Tam later, okay? Twam, Unnai. You, Unnai, is grammatically in Tamil. I'm also saying in Tamil because most of you speak Tamil, because you understand the grammar is important. In English, there's only you, okay? Twam, Unnai. Iha, Ingu, here. Upakvaye. Iha, Upakvaye. Now, Unnai Alekkiren. I call you, invite you, pray to you, and come stay with me forever. Nityavasam. Stay with me forever. Okay, this is what it means. So the slokam is, mantram is, praying to Sri Devi to be with me all the time. And this Sri Devi is divinity itself, right? Kandadvaram, Duradarsham, and Nityapushtam, and Karishini, all kind of what we call a sampathikal. Everything is there. And you are also the master controller, the protector of all beings. Come, stay with me, stay with me. I call you. Bhagavan is already staying with me. So what this mantram really means is directing my mind to the Sri Devi, the Bhagavan who is already resident in me. I'm turning my mind to her. The key thing is, as Shri Baba said, you look to me, I look to you. Bhagavan is always looking at me. Always, but how do I know he's looking at me? I have to look at him, then only I will know. Isn't it? It is like that. Then Tam means avalai, her. Okay. Twa means unnai. Okay, you. That's the two different. Unnai, iha upakvaye. I invite you. My mind is turning my mind to you. That is the overall meaning of this mantram. With that, we will conclude today. Gandhadvaran Duradharshan Nityapushtam Karishini Isvarigum Sarvabhutanam Twamiho Pakvaye Sriyam Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Om Tat Sat. Namaskaram. Are you all happy? Any questions, comments, thoughts, observations? Please let me know. Anything I can do to serve you better, let me know, please. We've gone 4 minutes over.
Namaskara, Swamiji.
Namaskara.
Today's take-home point, I will make it this: mind is pure mind. With this session, very useful, awesome. Swamiji, namaskar. Swamiji, namaskar. Namaskaram,
sir. Namaskaram to you. Okay. So, anybody else wants to say anything? Add anything? Okay. Now, can we close today then, Ramesh? Looks like there's
we can
Ramesh
close. If no discussions, we can close. We are still well ahead of time. Oh, no, we have enough time. Oh, no, we are within the time.
Okay. Sai Ram, sir. Then with Bhagwan Preet, we'll meet next week then.
Namaskaram. Dhanyawad.
Namaskaram.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sai Ram. Thank you.
Sai Ram.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.